All right, viewers, so welcome to another wonderful afternoon sport time with Global Entertainment News, Global Entertainment, where we give you the gist or updates how it happens around all around the world of sports. I still remain that your host, Ogu Stephen. Well, moving up to our top story for today, Mourinho ends Nottingham Forest vital points at Crystal Palace in race for Europe. Nottingham Forest aren't finished just yet. A typical wholehearted performance from Nuno Espirito Santo's side, capped by an intensive equalizer from Murillo, the score rescue a point that could eventually prove priceless for their hopes of reaching promised land of the Champions League. It is to immense credit that with three match still to play, a team that ended last season in 17th place is still in contention to dim at Europe top place table, having fallen behind to Iberichi Eze's penalty in front of a joyous Crystal Palace crowd, still basking in the glory of the upcoming appearance in the FA Cup final. But I think it's actually a very good it's a very good result for Nottingham Forest. Still seeing them in contention of moving into the Champions League spot. All right, moving on to our next story we have for you from today. The real Inter prepare for Champions League shutdown with Barcelona. The Inter team that lined up to face Verona on Saturday was so heavily rotated and even included a backup manager. Their first choice was Simon Isage was technically suspended, but seeing his assistant Musiliano Fares shut out for a pre-game interview only reinforced a feeling that we were not about to watch the real thing. For months, Inter have tried to compete at full focus of every front. Isage speaking on the ambition to win a quadruple, they lost the three games in a week, failing behind Napoli at the top of the Serie A and suffering elimination from the Coppa Italia, where it's actually a very poor. We've seen Inter Milan having poor results when it comes to their domestic league, but having a good run form in the Champions League is actually what they need this season to see them pull through and winning yet again another Champions League trophy. All right, moving up to our next story. Harry Kane, Munich beloved imports, finally have a trophy he long craved. After Harry Kane three final heartbreak with Tottenham and England, his first major trophy win, the Bundesliga, were originally thought to be immediately inevitable, was on reflection never going to be straightforward. Last week, yellow card against Osborne kept him in the stands for Bayern Munich's potential title clincher at RB Leipzig. A visible annoyed Kane suggested referee Bastian Dankert has been trying to make a name for himself after he has booked issued when he did not return the ball quickly enough after he was whistled for a foul. Then Yoyo Pop on the 95th minute collides for hosts meant Bayern weren't quite there mathematically, even though Thomas Muller felt comfortable enough to lead the player and the trench coat Kane through some frolics with away fans on Saturday. Leverkusen only drew at Freiburg on Sunday as at last finally sealed the deal. Kane's Bayern destiny was being fulfilled and no apparent jinx would get it away this time. It's actually a very big contract to congrats to Harry Kane for having win his first um, major title in his career. This is actually a very big one for him. I tell you, it's going to remain in his heart for more trophies still to come. Alright, so many games went down the weekend. We saw so many games went down. So many the Premier League on Monday. We saw Crystal Palace having a 1-1 draw against Nottingham Forest. In the Serie A, we saw Genoa losing to AC Milan at home 2-1. Then Girona in the La Liga thrashing out Maluka 1-0 in that encounter. Moving straight to Premier League on Sunday rather, we saw Chelsea edging Liverpool 3-1 in that encounter. Brentford edging Manchester United 4-3 Then we saw Brighton having a 1-1 draw against Newcastle. West Ham having a 1-1 draw against Spurs. And in Bundesliga, we saw Mainz having a 1-1 draw against Frankfurt. Freiburg having a 2-2 draw against Leverkusen. And we saw Augsburg losing to Osterkel 3-1. And in the Serie A, Bologna against Juventus ended 1-1. Roma against Fiorentina 1-0. Monza lost to Atlanta 4-0 in their encounter, while Empoli lost to Lazio 1-0. And in La Liga, we saw Real Sociedad having a 0-0 draw against Atletico Bilbao. Then we saw Espanyol losing to Real Betis 2-1. Sevilla having a 2-2 draw against Leganes. Real Madrid edging Celta Vigo 3-2. And in the Ligue 1, we saw Lille having a 1-1 draw against Marseille. Oslo losing to La Havre 2-1. Brest edging Montpellier 1-0. Lyon losing against Lens 2-1. While Nantes losing against Angers 1-0. And on Sunday in the English Premier League, we saw Arsenal losing yet again against Bournemouth at home 2-1. Everton having a 2-2 draw against Ipswich. Leicester edging Southampton in their encounter 2-0, while Aston Villa at yourself 1-0 against Fulham. In the Bundesliga, we saw a 4-0 win against Wolfsburg. Dortmund edging Wolfsburg 4-0 in that encounter. Mönchengladbach will have a 4-4 draw in that encounter. In Leipzig, we saw a 3-3 draw against Leipzig and Bayern Munich. St. Pauli lost to Stuttgart 1-0 at home. Union Berlin having a 2-2 draw against Werder Bremen. And in the Serie A, we saw Inter Milan edging Verona 1-0. Lecce losing to Napoli 1-0. Cagliari at home losing to Udinese 2-1. And Parma at home losing to Como 1-0. In the La Liga, we saw Valladolid losing to Barcelona 2-1. Las Palmas at home losing to Valencia 3-2. While Villarreal at home edging Osasuna 4-2. And in Alaves, we saw Alaves and Atletico having a 0-0 draw in that encounter. In League One, we saw Saint Etienne losing at home to Monaco 2-1. Toulouse edging Rennes 2-1 in that encounter. And we saw Strasbourg at home edging PSG. Alright, moving up to today's Champions League. Amorim's second leg is back. They will be seeing Inter Milan up against Barcelona, having a 3-3 again on the first leg. And a win in this match will automatically send one of them to the Champions League final. Alright, moving up on Wednesday, we'll be seeing PSG up against Arsenal. Arsenal trailing on the 1-0 at home. PSG on the advantage this time around. PSG will be hosting Arsenal at Paris tomorrow. While on Thursday, we've seen Bodo Glimt against Spurs. Spurs already leading in that encounter, first leg encounter 3-1. And we've seen Manchester United up against Atletico Bilbao, where we've seen Atletico Bilbao already trailing in that first leg encounter against Man. And the Europa Conference League, we'll be seeing Chelsea up against Dodger Garden. Chelsea leading the first leg with 4-1. So many goals in that game, I tell you. While Fiorentina will be up against Real Betis. We saw Fiorentina trailing 2-1 in the first leg encounter. Real Betis having the edge in that already. Alright, viewers, thank you for staying tuned to Global Entertainment in Sport Time Show. I've been your host, Ogu Stephen. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on all our social media platforms for more news on the world of sports. For now, bye.